Batman may be getting a Robin soon. I'm on episode 8 of Cape Crusader. Spoilers if you haven't seen episode 8. And remember, we're only talking up to episode 8. If you've seen future episodes, please keep that out of these comments. I initially thought the opening was a flashback. This was Bruce Wayne. I know he's rich and would never be in like a halfway home, but I don't know. I thought maybe it'd be a conversation about the childcare system and how even a man this rich ended up in an orphanage for a second. It's because this kid also looks like he's psychotic, and we learned from the Catwoman episode that Bruce has been troubled his entire life. Either way, this opening definitely set the tone for this episode, which was very creepy. I personally am scared of clowns. I don't mess with them, and so anytime something's involving a circus, I'm on high alert. I was a little disappointed when I heard Bruce endorse Harvey Dent. But as the episode went on, I kind of understood why he would. I didn't like this scene at all, and I don't think you're supposed to. We see that Bruce is trying to paint himself as this unlikable billionaire so that people don't want to really be close to him. That's not why I think that he's endorsing Harvey. They didn't have to do my boy Boris like this. They tried to play him like he couldn't lift up this weight, but like if you look, it's off the ground. And this is heavy, y'all. It's the 40s. I don't know. I just was like, you're trying to play him like he couldn't move this weight, and my boy Boris moved the weight. Like, give him his proper. I'm sorry, this tangent just went on a little bit too long, but I had to highlight it because it got on my nerves when I watched it. I was like, y'all need to be a little bit nicer. Villain of the week is Nocturna, who, if you couldn't surmise from the episode, is kind of like a vampire. DC has always been really good at combining big major villains that we all know with some lesser known ones. I like to think that Bruce Timm was the first one to do it in the animated series. You consistently see it in all DC media. Justice League Unlimited, some of the work by James Gunn. Overall, my favorite part about DC is that they don't hold your hand through a lot of things. I'm not saying all, I'm just saying some. And they take chances on villains that aren't quite as popular. Like in this show alone, we got Gentleman Ghost, Onomatopoeia, and then they mixed in Harley Quinn and the Penguin. Like, it's just a perfect balance, and I wanted to once again give them the flowers because I love this show. All right, I'm gonna stop glazing. Let's move on. I don't know why I thought it was so funny when Harvey Dent pushed this old lady out of his way. I know he was preoccupied. I just thought it was funny. Just so short-sighted, and it's clear that he cares about the community and wants to do good. But he's also selfish and vain and doesn't have any foresight. Kind of weird. I don't know how he got here besides him being handsome and probably rich. The foreshadowing. Let's give it up for the director, who is Matt Peters. Come to the floor. I love this. This is just so cinematic to have him walk in front of the Two-Faced Man and then later have Harvey Dent become Two-Faced. I just think because he's rich, he could just be destroying property. And I think the reason why he was moving this way is he forgot he didn't have his bat suit on. And so to the people around him, it's just this rich man breaking their stuff. I couldn't get a good shot here, but notice his face is warped, kind of like he's in the cowl in the mirrors. In this episode of Batman getting his ass whooped, I think this is just a circus fella and not Killer Croc, but I'm gonna call him Killer Croc just because I want to. But you could tell that he be fighting people for a living because the first thing he did was bring down Bruce's suit so he couldn't move his arms. Because even though he's not Batman, Bruce Wayne is a huge, clearly in shape man who, if you read the papers, has a temper and will clock you. Oh my God, but Bruce be down so bad. They had to do him like this. And then they threw him in the ditch. Boy, was he tight. Look how dirty he is. Concern on Alfred's face is both hilarious and heartwarming. But look how tight Bruce is. These animators are hilarious. Dirty, he bruised up because he got roughed up really bad. You know that suit is like $3,000. First thing he did was like, let me get my goddamn suit because I'm tight. Because if we're being honest, there wasn't anything shady about those people. There were children missing, but he yoking up the Croc and stuff like that. And all they did was fight him for looking for a little girl. It is sus for a billionaire to be breaking up shit and saying, where are the little girls? I'm looking for he did the right thing. He's the hero in this episode. He did end up knowing a little something, but what I'm saying is Batman didn't have reasonable cause. Probable cause, I think. Whatever. This entire time, I was like, Harvey Dent is so dirty, but I realized that he is clean for a politician. And it didn't occur to me even last episode when Jim Gordon was kind of spitting the same exact rhetoric that we were hearing from Harvey. But in Harvey's mind, he is clean. And that's why he's been so frustrated with this entire blackmailing thing, because he feels like he's he's better. He thinks he's better. And you know what? I think in some way he is the lesser of two evils. We see how dirty the current mayor is. Going back to what I said in the beginning of the video, I realized by this scene, that is why Bruce Wayne is endorsing Harvey Dent. He's not perfect, but we see that he's leagues better than everyone else, which adds some color to the name Two-Faced. Two people who are in the criminal justice system and know that he is just a little bit dirty. To the disenfranchised who are on the blunt end of his wrath, he is the devil. But to the people of Gotham who are tired of this level of crime, he is a hero. And later, he kind of shows that he should be. Did this make me love his character like as a person? No, I still can't stand it. But I understand what they were trying to do, and I think he's such a well-written character, and I applaud y'all for that. I don't know if y'all realize, but all of the children are named after Robins. Their names were Stephanie, Jace, and Dickie. Carrie, once I saw this shot, I instantly thought, man, this is gonna be the first Robin. This is a bold choice, but on par for the course for the type of show that we've seen. Could also be Tim because he's the one that wasn't featured. Carrie is not my favorite of the Robins, but they made her really cool. And I think if they did go forth in like season 2, I doubt it would be in this season, they would do her justice. I love the way that they put these type of Easter eggs into the show. I got a lesson in sexism today. And our kidnappers too, and we need to remember that. It wasn't just Carrie who learned that. Batman learned it too because he yoked her up, and then when she started crying, he was like, oh, are you okay? That man never checks on the people he yokes up. Last episode, he had an entire club on the floor. He knows she's a vampire. Her brother died. Every time he underestimates a woman, this is how he be. This scene right here made me want Carrie as the new Robin. Like, you could definitely leave this vampire burning in the sun. What's wrong with you? And that's typically a dynamic that we do see with Batman, where he has this like moral code that goes beyond logic, and the Robins who didn't grow up rich are always there to combat those thoughts, or at least serve as a mouthpiece for the audience. But yeah, between that, her not getting got by this vampire, I was with it all the way. I was proud of Harvey for being defiant and not going into the selection as someone under Thorne's thumb. I believe I actually got that whole sentence out. But yeah, this is the closest I've gotten to actually liking him. And then he did this smug little face and I was like, oh yeah, I hate you. Because I'm wondering, is he doing this because he knows Thorne is dirty? Or is he doing this because he wants total freedom when he becomes mayor? It doesn't matter now because he's a martyr, and I'm very interested to see where they're gonna go with Two-Face. They made him so classically handsome though. And he normally is. It's made this so much more tragic for some reason, for me at least. I love this episode more than I like the last one. Honestly, this may be my favorite episode of the season. It's really hard to tell. Be back at it. 5 out of 5 Frankie Flames.